Hello guys, welcome to the channel. It's TPM5 with another NBA video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about 5 NBA historic / classic teams that I think should be added into NBA 2K23. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, as you guys can see, we've got the Atlanta Hawks. This specific team comes from their 2014-15 season, where they won 60 games and were the first seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, this was their 65th year in the league. Obviously, one of the older franchises in the whole NBA. Their 22-win improvement from the season prior was the second largest by a team that made the playoffs in consecutive non-lockout seasons. Obviously, they had made the playoffs the year before, and that they're only behind the Chicago Bulls in that record. Now, this team was famous for having multiple All-Stars on it, despite none of them being, the ultimate prototypical first option player. You had Paul Millsap, Jeff Teague, Al Horford, Kyle Korver and DeMario Carroll as notable names, and no one on the team averaged above 17 points per game. A very balanced roster with guys like Dennis Schroeder, Mike Scott, and plenty of guys that would be in 2K already. So I think this team's a no-brainer, and also factor in the amount of teams from this time frame that are in the game already. And it's been a team that I've wanted in the game for a couple of years now, and I think it makes plenty of sense for 2K to do it. Moving on to number 4, we've got the Houston Rockets from 1980 to 1981, led by Moses Malone. This was the second team in NBA history to make the NBA Finals with a losing record at 40-42, and they were the 6th seed back in the day, making the playoffs by just one win ahead of the Golden State Warriors, who had 39 wins and 43 losses. They would make the Finals, and they would lose in 6 games against the Boston Celtics, and this was the Houston Rockets' first appearance in the NBA Finals. Now, as you guys can see, Moses Malone was the main player on this team, averaging 28 points, 14.8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal per game, and also 2 blocks per game as well, playing at 40.6 minutes per night. Then you had other notable names like Calvin Murphy, Rudy Tomjanovich, Mike Dunleavy, and Robert Reed playing significant minutes and all averaging points above 10 as well. So this is an interesting team. The Houston Rockets are kind of underrepresented before the kind of 90s, so it'll be good to add them into this game. And there is a bit of a lack of teams before 1983, so it'll be good to add another historic team. And then given the story behind them, it makes a lot of sense for them to be added into the game, in my opinion. Moving on to number 3, we've got the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks that made it all the way to the conference finals, losing to the Philadelphia 76ers in 7 games. In a season that let the team win 52 games, they're led by Ray Allen, who was averaging 22 points per game on amazing shooting, shooting the ball at 43% from 3. Then Glenn Robinson was in there as well, averaging 22 points and 7 rebounds as well, another great scorer for the team. Then Sam Cassell was on there as well, averaging 18 and then 7.5 assists. And other names like Tim Thomas, Lindsey Hunter, Scott Williams, Jerome Kersey, and Irvin Johnson. And Michael Redd, a rookie Michael Redd, stand out as well. I think this team will be great to add given the amount of teams in the early the noughties. This will always be one of the biggest what-ifs as they led the series 2-1 against the 76ers. And Scott Williams, who had started every game for the Bucks in that postseason run, got suspended hours before the Game 7 final series when his flagrant foul got upgraded to a flagrant 1. So obviously a big what-if, but as you guys saw, I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribe. It doesn't take long to do so, and it would help me out a lot. And I make regular NBA videos, so if that's something you're interested in, then feel free to subscribe. But moving on to the next team on the list, as you guys can see by the footage, it's the 2008-2009 Orlando Magic that made it to the finals, making it all the way through a tough Eastern Conference, beating going past or avoiding a Cleveland Cavaliers team, and then beating the Boston Celtics in a really tense 7-game series. The team won 59 games, led by a 23-year-old Dwight Howard, who was the Defensive Player of the Year and also was an All-NBA first-team player, alongside being an All-Star, a rebound champion, and also a blocks champion as well. He was sharing the court with 2 All-Stars as well, with that being Rashard Lewis and Jameer Nelson as well. So this team, it's a great story. The Magic are kind of underrepresented in the historic teams, and I think that given how good Dwight was in his prime, as you can tell by all the accolades that I read out just then, I think it is worth adding him into the game because I think he is underappreciated as a whole, at least in NBA history recently. So that's it for number 2, and as you guys can tell by the thumbnail, it's no prizes for guessing. The next team and the final team on this list is the 2009-2010 Los Angeles Lakers. This was Kobe's fifth and final title with the team, and it was the one that cemented his legacy. After a grueling NBA Finals series against the old rival Boston Celtics, they went the full journey all the way to 7 games, with an 83-79 win headlining the final game of the series, with Ron Artest hitting a clutch 3 late in the game, and Sasha Vujicic hitting 2 clutch free throws to put it beyond doubt after Rajon Rondo made an unlikely 3. For the season, Kobe Bryant was well and truly within his prime, averaging 27 points, leading the team in assists with 5, and also having 5.5 rebounds per game as well. We've got role players like Ron Artest and Lamar Odom were both great, averaging around 11 points, and then Andrew Bynum averaging 15 points and 8 boards was another key player to the team, and then Pau Gasol being the key and obvious second option for the team, averaging a team high 11 rebounds, 1.7 blocks, and then also 18.3 points per game. Personally, I think 2K is missing a lot of these later years of Kobe's career, and it'll be good to add this team as it would represent him winning a title without Shaq, and obviously adding that into the game. There's a lot of teams in this kind of early 2010s, late 2000, late noughties, so I think it'll be a great option to have in this game. So that will be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment which teams you want, most importantly, and thanks for watching. Peace out.